Seemingly by the day, we're getting more and more Switch 2 rumors. And is there any truth to these rumblings? Find out. Up next. What up guys, this is Kalo and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content and drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. So last week we touched on some Switch 2 rumors, and it seems like that was just the tip of the iceberg here. This is all coming from the video games Kronicle and how their sources claim that Nintendo intends to release the console in the second half of 2024. Now, the reasoning behind this second half of 2024 release window is to ensure Nintendo has a large amount of stock to avoid supply shortages like Xbox and PlayStation ran into on day one. VGC is also claiming they don't know too much when it comes to this specific console, but their sources did state the console will be able to be used in portable mode. As far as tech specs go, two sources of VGC hinted at the idea of the console launching with an LCD screen compared to the current premium OLED screen. This could all bring down the cost of the console and maybe beef up internal storage for the console, since the current Switch only has 32 gigs of internal memory. And the Switch 2, as we're calling it, will accept physical games via cartridge. As for something I, along with many other people, are worried about, let's chat a bit about backwards compatibility. While it's unclear at this time, Nintendo did state it wants to convert as many Switch users as they can to their next system. Tokyo-based industry consultant Dr. Serkan Toto told VGC that a 2024 console release would make sense for Nintendo because they are projected to see a double-digit hardware and software sales decline this year, since the console has been on the market for 7 years now. Quote, I would generally say that looking at Nintendo's financial, it seems clear that it's time for a new piece of hardware in 2024. Hardware is already projected to fall 16.5% year on year in the current fiscal year, while the minus for software is expected to hit 15.9%. ReedPop's head of games Christopher Drigg told VGC as well that a 2024 release would actually align with Nintendo's historical mid-cycle hardware launch. Quote, the original Switch released over 3 years after the PS4 and Xbox One, which proved to be an effective move for Nintendo. A second half of 2024 release for the Switch 2 would be nearly 4 years after the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. So we would see a similar mid-cycle launch for Nintendo. Now, a comment that Christopher made here was actually the biggest component of this all. Quote, Nintendo has struggled to upgrade players in previous generations. So how it approaches things like digital libraries, the Nintendo account, and even backwards compatibility may prove crucial in the next system getting off to a strong start. In 2017, Nintendo spread out its releases, with a big game arriving almost every month. By the time the holiday period arrived, the firm has Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, Mario Kart, plus a number of smaller titles to push that console over the crucial Christmas sales window. And if you remember a few months back, we heard countless rumors of this supposed launch lineup that consists of a 3D Donkey Kong game, a potential new 3D Mario game, and I've been preaching this for quite some time now, but Metroid Prime 4. I mean, those titles would make a solid launch lineup. And I don't know about you guys, but this sounds like it's lining up a little too well here. And here's another sweet nugget to end on here, but this report is corroborated by both VGC and Eurogamer, and it was that Nintendo could actually be confirming the existence of this new hardware as soon as the end of this month. And this could all happen at Gamescom, which takes place from the 23rd to the 27th. And here's yet another add-on to the Switch 2, and it comes from Nate the Hate with a little bit of, quote, informed speculation. Now, Nate the Hate has a pretty good track record when leaking things, especially when it comes to Nintendo, but I do want to stress he also stressed he's not confirming anything. But he's heard rumors that the Nintendo Switch 2 will potentially launch with an 8-inch LCD screen, which would make it the biggest hybrid form factor console on the market, at least as of right now. Now let's compare this to the normal Switch, which has a 6.2 display, and now the OLED model removed all those bezels, and that got the number up to 7 inches. Is it too big of a screen? Personally, I don't think so, since Nintendo has moved far and away from the pocket form factor of its consoles like the Game Boy and DS. Nowadays, the Switch and consoles like the Steam Deck are carried in carrying cases. So the biggest thing here is, how's the console gonna feel in hand? But much like every other story and every other rumor here, we're gonna cover this from start to finish. But with all this being said, I'm gonna pass this question off to you guys. What would your ideal launch lineup be for the Switch 2? For me, the current slate of a 3D Donkey Kong and Mario game along with Metroid Prime 4 is more than enough for me. But that about does it here. I've been K-Lo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.